guys, welcome back. You can probably tell that I'm here at the sawmill again today. And today I'm pretty happy because I don't have any goals or plans or anything to do other than just hang out here back at the sawmill. And I'm gonna cut up some lumber with no particular amount that I need to get done or anything like that. I'm just doing it for the fun of it today, which is awesome. It's also a great time of year. Spring has to be one of my favorite times of year just because um, I'm here in Canada, and after going through a long cold winter, it's so nice when the days start getting back above freezing again and starts reminding you of some of the summer things that you could do. One of my favorite things that I used to do and have done is camping, and I just felt like throwing on a little campfire here. You can see I had a live edge cherry slab just sitting over there, so I thought that would make a good bench for myself to sit on and just kind of be mesmerized by the campfire for a while. And it's just kind of a neat thing to be able to do back here in the woods. Sit by the fire for a while, and I might throw some logs up on the mill, cut those, and like I was saying, no goals today. I'm just gonna sit by the fire for a while, cut up some lumber, probably a bunch of cedar. I've got a lot of cedar logs sitting in here, so I just threw a fresh softwood blade on the mill there, so I'll probably sit here for a few more minutes and then throw a log up and get cutting some lumber. So hope you stick around and join me for my fun day. Well, now it almost makes me wish I had brought something back to cook over the fire. That's one of my favorite things to do too. Although today I just kind of wanted to try it out, see how this stuff was gonna burn. It's all just offcuts off the sawmill that I've cut up with the sawbuck, or some of it I've even just been picking up off the ground, throwing it in there. So this is a good way to get rid of some of the kind of stuff that you really don't want to be taking inside for firewood even, or just all like your little scrap pieces. And I definitely hear a lot of hissing going on, which I was pretty much expecting, because a lot of that wood I've tried picking it up from where I cut at the beginning of the winter, but a lot of it's just been sitting out in the snow all winter long, so you can't really expect much. I'm surprised it's even burning as well as it is, so that's a plus. I'll just keep walking around and picking some stuff up and throwing it in there. It might be kind of a great little way to keep myself entertained and keep the sawmill area cleaned up at the same time as I go forward. This little guy I got here, he's only 6 feet long, so sometimes that's just the way it works out on you. It's actually a decent sized log. It's just right here is where it ended up splitting into 2 branches, so I was kind of forced to cut it off there. So because you can't really get an 8-foot piece of lumber, and I don't really have any plans for something only 6 feet long right now. This might be a good log for me to just sacrifice, and I might just cut it into some 1.5-inch thick boards to make another pile over here. I'm starting to run out of room where I can stack stuff, so I might make a new spot, get some you know, a base kind of set up where I can stack some of the lumber I've been cutting recently, and maybe I can get a good amount of stickers out of it too, and that'll set me up for a little bit and have a place to stack the lumber I'm about to cut after this. Well, I've got a bit of a flat area here, or as flat as it gets in the bush, and so I think I might just try stacking. You can see that I've got a bunch of lumber that I've been cutting over the last day or two, just sitting on the ground here, so that's not too good. So gonna make a bit of a spot here, even though it's back out of the way. I'm only gonna put cedar on it. Cedar's nice and light, so when I do need it, I'll be able to just load it by hand into the back of a truck or on tractor forks or whatever. One of the biggest problems I always have, I shouldn't say it's a problem, but one of the things that I try to think about all the time is how to stack your lumber in an efficient way, because with the sawmill you're always having different lengths and thicknesses of lumber that it's hard to plan it out in a way that you get a good pile, if you know what I mean. Like, unless you have a separate pile for every size of lumber, which you'd end up with like 50 piles of lumber, it's hard because sometimes you end up with shorter stuff here, and then if I cut something 16 feet long, putting it on top, it's hard to support the ends that are hanging long, and sometimes when you don't plan it out, you end up needing some of the lumber that's on the bottom of your pile. But that's just something that you have to deal with, I guess. Maybe in the future I'll have a designated area just for piling lumber with all my different sizes in a different place, and that'll be a good day. Well, that gets me kind of back to square one as far as keeping all my lumber stacked, so now I can go back to doing the fun part, cutting more. if you're somebody that's shopping around in the market for a portable sawmill and you just came across one of my videos, I would say that regardless of the brands you're looking at or what particular sawmill you decide to go with, if you do decide to go with a sawmill, I would strongly recommend pulling the trigger. I know for me personally, it's been very fulfilling and rewarding experience owning one of these, much more so than I thought it would have been. So just a suggestion from my point of view that I was a little hesitant to spend a bunch of money on one of these, but ever since it got delivered in the driveway, I've had absolutely no regrets and haven't looked back from there. I've enjoyed every second of it. And with that, the flame has been extinguished. I almost can't say it, it's too ridiculous. I was gonna say the flame has been extinguished both literally and figuratively for the day, but I couldn't help myself from laughing. But anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.